Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As you saw, I did get started on the brake booster for the CRX. I got it all sanded down and sprayed some rust treatment on that. I'm going to go ahead and let that cure and convert that rust before I spray on any paint and then get it installed in the car. I did order a new brake master cylinder. I did not get an OEM one because those are hard to come by. I got an aftermarket one. Hopefully that will hold up. If not, they're not too bad to change out. But it's going to look a lot better in the engine bay, and it should function better because that one was leaking on the brake booster, as you saw. We're going to throw that together a little bit later. The first thing I'm going to do is jump over here to the CRX taillight here. If you follow me on Instagram, you did see like a before and after of a taillight that I restored. And this is the left side that I did not touch because I was actually had a left side one spare over here, so I really wasn't going to mess with this one. But now that I restored the right side one, it actually looks better than the extra left side I had. So I am going to go ahead and tear this apart, and I figured it would make a good video to get this thing restored. I'm going to get rid of these vinyl lines here on this thing, pull the lenses off. Hopefully that goes well and it doesn't break or anything like that. And then I'm going to show you the corrosion that's inside of here that happens on a lot of these due to water leaks. And then we're going to get that sanded down, repainted, and put back together, and hopefully this thing will be looking brand new. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this thing cleaned up, pull these vinyl stripes off of here, and then we're going to go from there. All right, making pretty good progress. It did take quite a bit of time to get the lens separated. I would recommend taking your time with that. I used a heat gun because I really don't have a good oven to put that in. I didn't want to take it in the house and get those fumes in the house and heating this plastic up. So I used a heat gun. It did take a lot longer. The oven would probably be a lot faster because it would heat it evenly and it would be able to be pried off pretty easily if you worked quickly. So I did get it off, got it all cleaned up. You see inside of here, it is flaked off. I did replace 2 of these studs. They were broken off. I had a spare tail light. I just heated those studs up, pulled them out, and then I melted some plastic in the new studs here. So they're in there solid. So this thing's ready to go. I could have stolen this entire housing off of this other tail light because these lenses are broken, but it would have taken me a lot longer to pull the lenses off of that one and use this housing than it would just pulling those studs and melting them back in here. So this thing is ready to go as far as new paint's concerned. You do have to remove this little reflector in there. It's got paint on it as well that needs to be sanded down and repainted. You can see how the silver is completely flaked off of it. This thing is gray plastic, but it needs to be a reflective silver. And the rest of this needs to be reflective silver as well. I am going to mask off the adhesive inside of here so we don't get any silver paint on that, as well as the edge of this here. It needs to have a piece of black trim because it is a visible spot, and you need to paint this part here silver. That way it will reflect behind the side reflector and make it look brighter. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding this down. It really doesn't need a whole lot. It's just a plastic, soft plastic, so you can just scuff it up. And then I'm going to use some adhesion promoter because it is plastic. And then we're going to throw some silver paint, and I'll show you what I'm using. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I got the brake booster and the brake master cylinder installed. I did hook it up underneath the dash on the pedal. I didn't show that. It's really hard to get underneath there with a camera. I got the brake lines hooked up. I have not put brake fluid in here yet to bleed the brakes. I will have to do that before I drive the car. It's a long way from driving though because the transmission is still torn down. The taillight, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It polished up near mint. The reflective coating in there looks a lot better. The taillight is a lot brighter and redder than it was. With all that black vinyl on there. Super happy with that. There are a few imperfections along the top edge here, but that's kind of the name of the game whenever you're trying to restore something. You got to be careful. I did have to pry on some of that. Most of that black trim though will be hidden by the body of the car. These taillights are kind of inset, so you will never see that. The primary thing is the lenses and the reflective coating in there. That taillight's going to match the other ones that I've polished up, so I'm going to have several sets of taillights, so that's a good thing. You always want to have some extras because these things will crack and leak over the years. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you learned something with these taillights. It is something you can restore and make look a lot better. Even the ones that look really dark, like the extra set one I have here, the inside of it is completely flaked off, but as long as the taillight lens is not broken like this corner one here, you can restore it, and I would recommend you guys giving it a shot instead of throwing these things away. So stay tuned to the next video, and we'll see you next time.